Dear students, welcome to La Excellence IAS. Let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, 12th October 2020. The first article for discussion is Pandemics and the Collective Consciousness. Here we need to understand how collective consciousness develops in a given society. What do we remember in the long run as a society? We call that as collective consciousness. It is through reporting, documenting, and making it into a history. So, what is been made into a history? So, Jallianwala Bagh issue, Rowlatt Act, World Wars, all these are being documented as a history, and we all study them, and then we remember them, transfer them to the next generations. This is what the basis for collective consciousness. The issues which hurt us the most or which have inspired our living, we document them as history. But historical documentation is also lopsided. The priority given to the political and economic events do not come to pandemics like COVID 19 or influenza, whatever is called Spanish influenza. Let us see. Spanish influenza has killed more than 17 million people in India alone, and it was a huge number across the world. But Spanish influenza, the relative literacy or literature available on this is very less in the public domain. If you take other events like World War, the literature available is enormous. If you see in the future how our collective mind will remember COVID 19 as a pandemic or something that has disrupted the political economic life of ours, author clearly says that probably this pandemic also will be remembered for its political and economic consequences rather than for loss of valuable human life. That's how author is trying to put. The next article is Signaling Optimism. In this article, we are going to talk about monetary policy. You know, a new monetary policy committee is constituted and it has given its first monetary policy. RBI chief Mr. Das has clearly stated that accommodative monetary policy stance will continue to promote and protect growth. But there are certain hiccups. Inflation is going to play spoil sport over here. What is that? There are supply side bottlenecks, especially logistics, have not improved as expected. Second, taxes, especially on multipliers like fuels. The rise in fuel will increase the cost of every other good in India. That is called as multiplier effect. So multipliers costs are going up due to imposition of taxes. And finally, international goods and services and their transport are not well resumed. It means exports are still affected. So inflation is going to play a spoil sport. And food price inflation is expected to be normal this year due to bumper returns which we have got. Government and RBI need to be conscious and cautious of this inflation trends. Next article is Vaccines with a Global Common Good Guarantee. Remember one thing over here. When vaccine is developed for polio, Mr. Salk, Jonas Salk, he was asked to patent. And if Tesla would have patented electricity, he would have been the richest man in this world. So what we learn from this? The Salk word, Mr. Salk, what he said is this. Are you going to patent? Who owns this particular vaccine? He simply said people. Today we see many of the open source products. These open source products are meant to create a common good. Similarly, COVID 19 also shall be treated as global common good, which has to be made available to everyone. What has to be the priority or the rule or principle that has to exist in distribution of vaccine? Remember that the COVID vaccine has to reach everyone on the basis of equity. Rich, poor, upper or lower class, nothing matters in this. What matters is a priority. What is that priority has to be based upon? Vulnerability, occupational vulnerability. Let us take doctors, nurses, they have greater occupational vulnerability and they are the frontline foot soldiers for this. Second thing is comorbidities. The people if they get affected will face the higher chances of death, diabetics, etc. So we have to divide the distribution program on the basis of equity. Second thing, once the vaccine comes, economic scenario is expected to change. The people get back to their confidence and economic revival is expected to happen. The next article is promised free vehicles funds, it's all fake. Prime Minister Scooty Yojana, Prime Minister Food Yojana. There are many of the fake programs are being launched and few websites are being created by these fraudsters. How to face this? In this case, proper information devolution, education of the people is very much important. If not, the poor and marginalized may succumb to this particular welfare propaganda created by fraudsters. Facebook, WhatsApp, all these are becoming the vehicles for their transmission. So the platform has to take care that whatever they are transmitting, is it fake or not, a reporting mechanism has to exist. And the second thing, an educative mechanism with a centralized information database of all the government websites and all the government schemes, both center and the state, shall exist. And third and most important thing is a centralized helpline number has to be created for the people to verify in every language possible. Whenever a program is launched, a fact checking website has to be created to scrutinize various fake websites and to keep them in a public domain. If we do these things, these fraudsters can be checked. Above all, we have to counter these cyber crimes with a strong law enforcement system. In India, Information Technology Act alone is the basis to fight against them. We have to ensure a new law that can fight these fraudsters. The next article is Food for Peace. We know that World Food Program has got Nobel Prize for Peace. World Food Program is known for supplying food and solving the issues of hunger in many of the war-stricken countries. You take Yemen or you take about Syria. That's where World Food Program is actively working. So the success of WFP to fight hunger is a critical example of the success of multilateralism. In this context, promotion of multilateralism and cooperation, international solidarity among the countries is important to build a consciousness of rights and responsibilities and freedoms. So, democratic nations need to work for equitable distribution of the food among all the countries. Along with that, if democracy has to survive, that is, hunger has to be fought first. Next, developed countries also has to work to strengthen multilateralism and multilateral institutions like UN, promote fraternity among the nations and has to shun militarism. Next is paper strip virus test to be out soon, Vardhan. Health Minister Harshvardhan says that a new test which takes saliva as a basis or blood as a basis to test the antigen is about to come. It is not going to take protein, but it is going to test nucleic acids. It has higher specificity and sensitivity as like RT-PCR. And the second most important thing is he clearly stated that vaccine distribution will be based on equity and the necessity. In this case, the frontline workers and vulnerable people with comorbidities will be given the vaccine first. These are the highlights of the article. Next is school closure may cost India dear. According to the report by World Bank, India is expected to lose between $420 billion to $600 billion because of close down of schools. The loss of learning is going to present itself as loss of productivity and efficiency in the long run. It will affect the economic outcomes. Next, at 15, RTI Act crippled by huge backlog. A study is conducted by Satarak Nagarik Sangathan and the Center for Equity Studies. It has identified or flagged three important issues in the implementation of RTI. What are they? Most of the information commissions are understaffed and working for less than the duration expected. In this case, out of 10 information commissions, most of the commissions have less than 4. Second, penalties are imposed only in 2.2% of cases which have come before the information commissions. It means that officials feel that this law cannot affect them. So that's why RTI is often criticized as law without the teeth. The next point, backlog cases that are pending in these information commissions are to the tune of 2.2 lakhs. It may take years for them to dispose these particular cases. So, pending of the cases will kill the effectiveness of the functioning of the institution. These 3 points we can use to quote in the examination hall. Thank you very much. Have a great day. This is Dr. Rambabu signing off for Law Excellence IAS.